Hello, I'm Courtney. What's up? And welcome to Book Talk. Today, I'm going to be discussing the third and final book in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard trilogy, The Ship of the Dead by Riordan. Oh my gosh, you guys, I finished the book and I'm still shook about it. Oh my gosh, Rick. He just did such a good job with this book. And it was so good. I finished it last night and I was just screaming because this book, it was so wonderful. It was so great. I had such a fun time reading this book and it was just so much fun being back with Magnus Chase and the squad because I love these characters so much and they're so wonderful and I'm so proud of every single one of them in this book. They're just so great and this book was really, really good. It was a really great finale book. It was definitely better than Blood of Olympus because I had a fear this was gonna be like Blood of Olympus, but trust me, it's not, okay? But it's not as good as The Last Olympian, though. The Last Olympian will always be like that finale that I don't think any book can beat, so that's just my opinion at least. But this was still really, really fun. I think Rick did a fantastic job with this book and wrapped everything up beautifully, even though I still think there could be other books with these characters, but that's all I can really say for non-spoilers. So if you haven't read this book yet and you don't want to be spoiled, I believe right now, but you should go read it because it's fantastic and I loved it. So bye non-spoilerly people! Okay, so The Ship of the Dead by Riordan. Let's just start this review off by talking about the thing that made me so happy. And it happened right in the very beginning. Percy Jackson and Magnus Chase make an appearance in this book. Okay, let's just talk about this. Let's get this over with because if I talk about this later, I might start crying. So like, I'm just gonna do this now and hopefully I'll be super quick about it. But Percy and Annabeth are in this book and it was just so wonderful. Like starting that first chapter, I about started crying because I was like, oh my god. Percy is here, talking to Magnus. I've been waiting for this for 2 years. So exciting. And then Percy's trained him, and then they like fell off that boat, and it was just so wonderful. And then they were all on the deck, and I think it was like Annabeth said something, then Percy said something, and I was like, oh my god. Percy and Annabeth are standing next to each other. They're in this same space. They're breathing the same air. And of course, I noticed all this because I'm Percy as trash, and it was just so wonderful seeing the two of them together in a book. I've been waiting for this for 3 years, and it's just it was so nice, and I'm beyond thankful for all the Percy-mess I got in this book. Like, Rick, thank you for giving me this. I wish we had seen more of them because I do think they left a little too soon for my liking, but still appreciate everything I got because we find out they're going to California, they're going to college. My babies are going to college. Okay, and it seems like Annabeth is going to Berkeley. That's really cool. And we find out Percy's baby sister name. Her name is Estelle, and she's named after Sally's mom, I think it was. And that's really, really exciting. I already love Estelle, and I want to meet her. Like, she's already my hero. She's just fantastic. And I think she should be an honorary member and go to Camp Half-Blood, but that's just me. And it was, oh my god, just like, they're just, I can't even talk about it without just being like, it's just, they were just so cute, and like Percy's arm was around her, and he was giving her kisses on the forehead, and I was just like, and then the best thing that came out of our time with Percy and Annabeth was when Percy was giving Magnus some final tips, and he was talking about how the people that Magnus is going with on this journey are going to help him out. They're going to be his motivation. Like, you guys got to work together and be a team. And then Percy goes on to, Percy was like, oh, you should go into this with, like, no plan. And Annabeth was like, as a daughter of Athena, I can't approve that. And then Percy goes on and it's just like, you know, Magnus, I don't know why you spent this weekend training with me when I'm not the most powerful demigod. And he points at Annabeth and it's just like, you should have been training with her instead. And I was like, I about started crying then because I was like, Percy literally just confirmed that Annabeth freaking Chase is the most powerful demigod. Oh my god, I don't want to start crying, but I just, Percy saying that was the sweetest thing I've ever read, and I was, oh, Percy, my boy, and how Annabeth was like afterwards, she was like, oh yeah, that was sweet. It was just so good, and Rick, oh my god, thank you for giving me that. That was honestly the greatest thing in my life. It was just so beautiful, and I loved it. I love these two characters so much, and I'm actually going to talk about them later on in this video because of what happened at the end, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Let's actually talk about the characters, Magnus Chase and the squad. Oh my god, I love these people so much. They're my favorite dead humans, and they're just, oh, it's so wonderful. I love seeing Magnus. Oh my god, my bisexual baby, bisexual confirmed. Fight me if you think otherwise. I love Magnus. He comes so far in this book. I'm so proud of my boy. Oh my god. And I'm just really proud of everyone. I think everyone faced like their fears sort of, or something they didn't really want to face. Like they wanted to keep preventing stuff from happening, like with Halfborn, for example. He goes back to his childhood home, and that was really hard for him, but he defended it, and he left alive, and he's okay. And I was like, oh, I love Halfborn, by the way. Oh my god, I've always liked him, but this book, I really appreciated him. And I was like, you go, Halfborn. And then we find out a lot more about Mallory and TJ, and I'm really glad we got to learn a lot about them in this book, because I really liked them in this book. Like, I've liked everyone in the past two books, but in this one, I like really love them, and I'm really proud of how far they come, because Mallory, TJ, Halfborn, and everyone else, they've gone through so much, and you learn so much more about them, and it really shows the depth to their character, and it was really good, and Rick did a really good job with doing all of that, and I was just really impressed. Rick did such a good job with this book, oh my god. But oh, I love seeing Sam again. She's my fave. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm so proud of her too, how she defended herself against Loki, like at the end when Loki was all like, oh, can you hold this hat for me? And Sam was just like, ah, you can hold that hat yourself. Oh, amazing. Sam, such a savage. Sam is also so much like me, because every time she spent moments with Magnus and Alex, it I was just like, this girl is me. Like that one point where they were walking to the ship of the dead, and Alex was like, hold hands. So Magnus and Alex, they're holding hands, and you know, Sam is doing Ramadan. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but she can't hold their hands for religious reasons, sorry. So she doesn't hold their hand. But then Magnus was like, yeah, I don't think she wanted to hold my hand anyway, even if it wasn't for religious reasons, because she likes Alex and me together so hard. Sam is the biggest Pro Chase shipper, alright? She is, and it's amazing. Sam is so me. I love it. And oh, I loved it too when you find out that Frigg is Mallory's madre, and Sam was just like, oh my god, you're Frigg, like, no one ever sees you. And Mallory's just like, can you stop fangirling? I was like, me, Mallory, me, honestly. It was so great. And speaking of Alex Ferraro, my baby, I love Alex. Alex Ferraro continues to be a blessing to the world. Okay, I said this last year, and I'll say it again. Alex Ferraro is a blessing to the world. Where would we be without Alex? I loved it in the beginning when Alex and Percy were spending time together. Like, oh my gosh, friendship goals. I wish we could have had more moments between the two of them, because they're fantastic. Also, I didn't mention this about the beginning, but after all these years, we find out that Riptide is a girl. That was the most random thing ever. I was like, Rick, but like, no one wanted to know this, did they? Like, so random how, it was funny though, because like, Jack was like, where is she? And he went up to Annabeth, and Annabeth was like, personal space. And I'm pretty sure Riptide didn't talk. It's just like, it's so weird to think that Riptide is a girl. Like, whatever. Poor Jack. He got heartbroken by Riptide though. I felt a little bad. By the way, I love Jack so great. He helped us. He is clutch. He pulled through, and I loved it at the end when Magnus was giving out his speech and talking about everyone, and afterward Jack comes out and it's like, hey, you forgot to talk about me. And Magnus was like, oh, well, you know, you're a great sword. And Jack is just like, this ain't gonna cut it. So Magnus was like, how about I get that, whatever that giant or god's name is, to write an epic about you? That was so funny. And Jack was like, better do it. And then later on they were talking about it to Frey, and Magnus was like, oh no, I'm really gonna have to do this now because now a god knows about it. It was really funny. But back to Alex. I love Alex. Alex was so much like me so many times throughout this book. Oh my god, Alex is just, like I said, a blessing. Like, when they went to Uncle Randolph's house, which, rip, rest in peace, Randolph, and Uncle Randolph's will. Oh my god, how he left that, like, his mansion to them, and he was like, I forgot what he said, but they go to his mansion, and Alex, so funny when Alex was jumping on the bed, and he was all like, he was looking through the drawers, and he was like, oh my god, Magnus, look at all this stuff you have. Like, there was like cold medicine and a tissue, and he was like, Magnus, this is all yours. It was just so good. Alex is just so sassy. I love Alex, especially that I loved him during that scene. That scene was my favorite, and how they find that journal. Oh, it was the journal that Uncle Randolph wanted them to find. Okay, and how I did appreciate Uncle Randolph, you know, leaving that journal for Magnus and for writing those clues. But at the same time, I have such mixed feelings about Uncle Randolph, because yeah, he betrayed us, but then he did leave that journal. So like, I don't know how to feel about him after this book, because I do think he deserved better. Like, I do feel bad that his family died, but I'm just like, but you went into the wrong direction by helping Loki and betraying your family. So like, there's good things and bad things about him, but like, I do hope he's okay and is with his family, but like, I don't know. I don't know. Moving on, but so the big mission in this book is finding this mead, which was so confusing at first. I was like, why the heck do we need mead? Like, and then we find out that we need mead because Magnus is going to challenge Loki to a fighting, which is basically an insult battle where you just throw insults at each other, and if the insults are like really affecting you, you shrink. And I didn't get that at first, and honestly, when I was reading the part later on about, like, when they were actually at the fighting, like, at first I wasn't imagining Magnus, like, shrinking until he was like, man, I'm, like, really short, and I was like, oh, you actually shrink, like, this is actually happening. And, you know, I said earlier, I thought this book was gonna be, like, Blood of Olympus, because there was all these, like, mini adventures happening, so I was like, are we ever gonna, like, find the ship of the dead? Like, we were going to England and Norway, and I was like, we're never going to find this place, and the battle is gonna be super duper rushed, and I'm gonna hate it. But I liked all the mini adventures though. Like, my favorite was probably when we go with Hearthstone and Blitzen, which, oh, my favorite gay dads, even though it's not confirmed they're dating. I loved it when, well, I mean, I hated that we went back to Hearthstone's home realm and we have to go fight his dad because his dad is like a dragon or something. Oh, I felt so bad for Hearthstone. Oh my god, I hated Hearthstone's dad in Hammer Thor. I did not want to see him again, but we have to go defeat him because he's not human anymore. And oh, I felt so bad. I felt so bad for Hearthstone because Hearthstone doesn't deserve this, but I'm really, really proud of him. And I'm super duper glad that his dad is dead now. Oh my god, that was such a relief. When Magnus stabbed him, I was like, yes, boy, no one's gonna miss you. Oh my god, I hated Mr. Alderman, however you say that last name. I hated him, and he still called Hearthstone a traitor while he was dying. And I was like, dude, seriously? I'm so glad he's dead, because he did not deserve to live. So it's his own fault that he's dead. He should have been a better dad, just saying. But yeah, I really liked that. I liked it when they went to England and they made the pottery giants. That was kind of cool. And I just liked all those mini adventures. I liked how the book was set up, and I think Rick did a really good job. Like, I liked these adventures, and then I liked that the last battle was the fighting. Like, there wasn't really any, it wasn't a physical fight between Loki and Magnus, it was words. And I especially appreciated this epic battle we were all waiting for, because I believe that words have more power than actions do, and to get to see that play out in this was just really awesome, because I feel like a lot of authors don't do that. Like, there's always physical fighting going on, and I'm just like, why? Like, yeah, this may hurt, but like, words have so much more power, and that's what I try to do in my own books. Like, if you didn't know, I write books. I have my Golden Death series, and there's not a lot of fighting in my books, because I think words have more power and do more damage to people. And that's why I really, really appreciated this fighting and Loki and Magnus doing this head-to-head talk-off, basically, just saying these bad things about each other. I think it was really, really well done, and it was a really good roast session. I love me a roast session, and Loki's roast, they were a little extreme sometimes, but it was still really, really fun. And then how Magnus was giving praise to each of his friends, and when he started talking about Alex, oh my god, I wanted to cry, because he talked about their kiss. Oh my god, when they kissed, I was so happy, because I love Alex and Magnus together. I think they're adorable, and how Alex just like went for it and pulled Magnus in and then pulled back, and she was like, well, I wasn't gonna die unless, wait, she said something about not dying. She was not gonna die. Oh my god, I forgot what she said, but it was something like that. You know what I'm talking about, okay? And how then, immediately afterwards, she was just acting just fine. And I was just like, you go, Alex. I appreciate that so much. And oh my god. When Magnus said that kiss they shared on the frozen sea was the best thing that ever happened to him. Oh my god, I about lost it. I was like, well, first, I was really shook about it, but then secondly, I was like, that was so unexpected, and I really appreciated it later on when Alex and Magnus were talking about it, and Alex was like, I'm flattered, but like, that was really out of the blue. Like, why would you say that? And Magnus was just like, hey, I'm being his awkward little self. And she was like, I need time to think about this. Like, that was so just like unexpected. I wasn't prepared for that. And I really, really love Magnus and Alex's relationship, because they have an eternity. They have so much time, and they know they're gonna die, and they didn't rush into this relationship. Like, they need time to think about it. And I just like their relationship, and I'm glad that, you know, because usually what happens is that two people will kiss, and then that means they're automatically together. But Alex is just like, we're not together. Like, I need to think about this. And I'm glad Rick did that. Like, I love them, but I'm glad Alex said that, and I really respected her for that. And then I loved it later on when he goes to Magnus's room, and Magnus is shirtless and covered in chocolate, and Alex was checking Magnus out, by the way, let me say. And then he kissed him again, and Magnus was like, I just kissed a dude, but I also just kissed Alex Ferraro, and that's amazing. And I was just like, you go, Magnus. I really appreciated him for that. And it was just really, really cute. And I loved it when Sam and Amir were reunited. Oh my god, that was so wonderful, because I love Amir. I love him so much. He's so precious, and I'm so glad he got to go to Valhalla, and they got to see each other and eat food because they finished Ramadan. I'm sorry again if I'm pronouncing that name incorrectly, but I'm so proud of Sam, especially because she was doing that. So that basically means you can't eat or drink or like curse in daylight hours. You can only do it at nighttime, and that's crazy to do while you're in a war. So I applaud Sam for doing that. That's freaking amazing. And everything was just so happy. Like, Loki is in the walnut. Of course, only Riordan could get a villain into a walnut. And he's gonna be in his same punishment. That's really annoying. When Odin said he was just gonna be having, like, the same punishment, and there would just be, like, stronger bonds, I was just like, oh no, this isn't gonna work. But like, whatever, like, I knew, like, none of the squad was gonna go up against Odin. Like, are you kidding me? That's like suicide. And oh my god, I can't believe Alex and Magnus open up the Chase mansion, which is a shelter for homeless youth. Oh my god, reading that, it was so good. I'm so happy Magnus is doing that. That's so wonderful. And I love that's how he's using the Chase mansion as a shelter for them. That's so wonderful. I was so happy reading that, because they have a home, and Alex and Magnus understand what these kids are going through, and they're giving back, and it's just really nice. And everything was just it was so nice at the end, except this. Of course, Rick had to ruin all these good things by having a phone call with Annabeth. Annabeth and Percy make a reappearance through a phone call, which I was not prepared for. Like, when they left in the beginning, I thought that was it, and I was never gonna see them again. But we get this one phone call that lasts like one page, and Magnus is talking to her, and Annabeth says something, and Magnus goes on to say that Annabeth sounded like she had been crying. And I'm just like thrown back, like, what could she possibly be crying about? And Magnus is like, hey, are you okay? And then Annabeth goes, yeah, I'm fine. We learned some bad news when we got to California. And I kid you not, I was in my bed. It was like 11:30 at night when this happened. And I said, what the F? Except I didn't say what the F. I said the whole word. And then we don't even find out what the bad news is, because Magnus, being the gentleman he is, doesn't question her about it, and she doesn't say. And I expected that, but at the same time, I was like, but, like, what's the bad news? And they talk for a little bit, and then it's over. And then we learn about the Chase mansion, and the book ends on a really good note about what Loki said, and I was shook and everything, and I was really happy. But then last night, I was like up for an hour, paranoid about what the heck is the bad news. Rick, I can't believe Rick would just casually throw that out, that Annabeth and Percy found out the bad news. That must be so bad that Percy and Annabeth have been crying about it. Like, what? I need to know the bad news. Like, what happened to my babies? Are they okay? And I was thinking about it, and I had all these theories, and this must happen in the Burning Maze, because this book takes place in the summertime, and the Dark Prophecy, the last Trial of the Apollo book, took place in March. So it couldn't have happened in the Dark Prophecy. It has to happen, whatever the bad news is, has to happen in the Burning Maze, the next Trial of the Apollo book. And I swear to God, if it's not revealed whatever this bad news is, I'm gonna write. I gotta go. I gotta know. I'm gonna be paranoid for the next 6 months about this, or however long I have to wait for the answer. Rick, I love this book. I really do. This book was fantastic and everything, but now I'm just super paranoid about that. So thanks, Rick. Thanks, Rick, for doing that. But besides that, that's all my thoughts and feels on this book. Overall, it was amazing and fantastic, and I loved it. But now I'm just super duper paranoid about what's the bad news. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'm Courtney. I'll see you all next time with a new video episode, so I will see you then. So bye! Yo!